Okay, so we are now broadcasting. Richard, go ahead.
All right, well, welcome, guys. It's crazy to think that it's June, but we've had such great recordings that I can't wait to see what you guys have and wrap everything up. So, Monique, you have anything to share first, or we want to just dive right in?
No, not really. I did just let everybody know the robots got in. Oh, that's a cool cup. How come that shape's so funny? Dan. They got the cool toys, this crowd, I'm telling you. So the robots came in yesterday, and it's madness because I took over one of the other coordinator's office just to get them. So if you guys get a chance and you can swing by and pick them up, do so. That's all I have to say. So yeah, who wants to go first? Okay, nobody? Bueller? Okay, how about Dan? Dan's laughing. He's got the cool mug, too. Okay, Mike got my... Hi, Michael. So I'm surprised Michael actually wasn't over to pick up his robots first thing yesterday.
I was at the iOS Summit over at West Tech, and I was going to ask you today, can I come get them today?
Today, on a Saturday? I don't know that the building's open. If there's a training over there, maybe after we're done here, I could run over because I live right like 4 minutes from here.
Okay.
But I think it's really hard to get into there on the weekends because they lock everything down. So
Are you around next week?
Oh yeah, I'm there. So if you guys come by, you might want to just poke your head into the library first, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because I'm doing a code.org training with the high school teachers. So I may be in there.
That's fine. I will make you go there on a Saturday.
Okay, cool.
I got my nephew today, and I was just looking for something to do.
Yeah, I got it. But the building may actually be open, so if you want, I could do that, because I am practically next door. So we'll talk when we're done. So
I like the palm tree.
Oh, thanks. That's a lamp.
Oh, okay.
We got Tiki Oasis going on here.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, Danny, you want to go ahead? Do you understand how to screen share? Did you watch the instructions? Uh-oh, you're muted. Let me see if I can unmute you. Are you there? Did I just... Okay. Testing. There's a lag. No, I'm still not hearing you. I unmuted you. I don't know what's going on there.
Might be his mic.
Yeah, maybe. Make sure nobody else is trying to get in. Oh, I have another person that doesn't have the link.
That was okay, and then I saw other people were muted, so I muted mine.
Okay, but you're good to go now.
Okay. Do I have a quick chat?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. You were good. You vanished again. Let's see who else. I'm just sending links here. Are you there again?
I don't know. You got me?
Oh, now you're back.
Okay.
Okay, don't touch anything.
Like I said, okay, I won't. Just make it go.
Okay, so just do a screen share and let's see if we can do this.
Shortest. You got that?
We don't have your screen.
No, I'm not
if
here.
that's-
You want me to?
So-
What am I supposed to screen share? I didn't see
Yeah,
that
just
part.
go ahead. Okay, where up on the top?
Yeah, I see on the left.
Okay, go ahead and screen share, and then we can see walk us through your project.
Okay, so I've got to have it called up first, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I've got to bring that to.
Welcome, Julie.
Um,
Okay, who else did I make?
you might want to call somebody else while I get this on screen. I go back where I changed it in.
Sorry, you guys are right in the corner with the coffee maker, so the husband may be coming back. There are rules about the coffee maker. Yeah. Did you get it? So the little green thing, after you pull it up, okay, now we got the,
Okay. You got me?
yeah, we still have you, but you haven't screen shared yet. Let's see who else.
Okay. Is that what we got? We there now?
Hold on. Yes.
Yep.
You're good to go now.
Oh. Okay, so like when Richard came in to view my class, it was very early after we had our first meetings. And he pretty much saw that I was introducing it just as a sideline to projects the kids were already working on. So they had some other project going. This was kind of a sideline. So they kind of learned Scratch on their own. I gave them some basic tips. And if we go through the introduction here, they had 3 or 4 days of introduction to coding only. We talked about some different scripts, costume, the vocabulary. And then they were given free time just to practice on it. Okay? And I showed them examples of how to put together a script and present it. And then they actually went, and according to the rubric you see coming up, they created their own program to show thermal energy heat transfer. Okay? Are you with me so far?
Yep, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. And then because they were in other projects, only a couple groups got through the whole thing, because as Richard saw when he was there, I had about 4 different levels of students between the 7th and 8th grade classes. Some had never touched any coding, and others had actually made their own games already. So there were quite a few different levels, and only two groups actually ended up sharing their projects, and that's what I turned in. So I don't know, where do I go to find those projects that I showed you that they turned in their final results? Can you help me on that?
Yeah, do you have the links for those? Did they email you the links or share those links with you?
Yes, and they were turned in on.
So is that one that you had posted that I told you that was
That was
the transfer?
that was one of my.
That
Yeah,
was-
that was one of my students. Yes.
Okay, hold on. I might be able to help you with that. Well, actually, if you go right to the... Where did I see? I think you emailed it. If you find that sheet with your checkoff sheet, you had the link on there.
Okay, I have to go back to where I turned in my sheet. If I find that link, yes. Looking.
Monique, you want me to try to grab it from the...
Yeah, if you could...
the
Or
spreadsheet?
actually, maybe I could...
Here, I think
Yeah, you got it? Oh, actually, you know what? I probably have it. Hold on.
It's in all the projects. So if I called up projects, I guess.
Now, if you call up the email I sent you yesterday, remember the one where the question you had it listed under 10, where I asked you to just change it? That one I
under the
linked.
email. Okay.
Yes. So if you scroll down, I could probably tell you which email. I can see everything else. Scroll down because you already answered it.
Okay, that was.
Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah. Click on that one that says me and Monique too.
Me and Monique to Google.
It was right
This
there.
one? Nope, that's Alana. Okay.
If you found it, let me know.
Oh, me and Monique too. There you go. Scratch final project.
Yeah. Okay, go up to...
Drive shared.
Maybe... Is that the one? No, yeah, that one's probably where you... Oh, that was your final, though. I don't know.
The final project.
Richard, if you have it handy...
Yeah, let me see if I could grab it.
Within all the final projects on our group, our community project page on Scratch.
Oh,
I
it's
guess
on. Okay, hold on. Let me go to the other account here.
But like I said, I was not expecting much. If they got anything done, I was pleased because we did not spend much time on it because we were so much into our competition that most of the students were doing that they didn't put a whole lot of time into it. So they did get something done, though.
I'm looking.
You still got my screen?
Yeah. Okay, I just found that link.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
this is one of them.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of them, but I added another one yesterday.
Just pick one. Other one.
Okay, figure it out.
Okay, this Lucky Panda. Okay, you got it?
Yes.
Okay, there should be another one on that project page though, because there were 5 of them turned in, but only 2 of them posted them right, so they shared. The others wouldn't open the links. We got this one and another one.
Oh, I think I know where they are. Okay.
But it's in the project page on Scratch for our community.
You've got that project there. Why don't you just explain to us what the student did then?
Okay, all they had to do was explain 3 methods of heat transfer. So he very easily uses Penguin, and if you click on the start, Penguin introduces what the concept is, and then each one comes along, you just take a short trip and explains heat transfer. They're supposed to, yeah, again, you show like a pot would be conduction because it transfers energy directly. Okay, so he met all the guidelines I had in his rubric. So, in convection, except he did, I'm not seeing radiation. Yeah, he didn't do the 3rd one, so he didn't finish it.
But that's still cool. That's a great way to project.
Well, again, for limited introduction this first year, because like I said, their time was mixed with the projects they were already doing. So they spent maybe 3-4 days at the most on this. So they were learning the code while they were going. And this guy here, he and his partner had actually done games before. So they're more advanced than the others. But I'm surprised he didn't finish it.
Yeah, they have some serious skill set.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find the other one, if they saved it to mine.
I think I put it in the, look at the chat on the right-hand side. I think that's the one.
Okay.
If you go back to your actual...
Go to the Hangouts.
Yeah.
Go back to chat. And you brought it up here?
No, I put it in the main one, but I could put it in that one too, so just stay on that screen.
Okay. Like I said, this is brand new for me. I've never coded or done anything like this, so I was learning right with the kids, as Richard saw. And probably being one of your older ones, I'm probably going to have the slowest learning curve, so I'm learning, and I'll be spending the summer on it. So picking it up as we go.
Dan, there it is on the right-hand side. You see it on your screen, the bottom
This one
right.
down here? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the one I entered.
Oh, is that okay? That's not the same one.
That's not the same one because
Okay.
it's not posted with that. It was posted on our group Scratch projects.
But in essence, we can see what they did. So you gave them a set of instructions, and then they were using some of the concepts to create little vignettes.
Yeah, they created their own little demonstration. Had to have animation in it, and had to have demonstration that they understood the concept. So basically, what most of them did is just got definitions and put those in with pictures and showed heat transfer. And that's all I asked them to do. Yeah.
Yeah, well, but didn't they, what was their reaction to that versus what you normally do for
Oh no, they loved it. Matter of fact, some of them actually took it into some of their other classes, and we're going to do one of their presentations with Scratch in a couple of the classes. Because again, this is the last 3 weeks of the quarter that they were doing this in. So
Cool.
yeah, they a couple of them. Matter of fact, a couple of my even worse students, lowest students who didn't want to participate in the building stuff, they took to this and they were making all kinds of creative little games of their own. So they took it and ran with it.
That's awesome.
It was. I was very pleased with some of, like I said, couple of my introverts who weren't real good with groups. Boy, they took this and they just like ducked the water and they were swimming with it.
Sorry, I do have critters in the house. I apologize.
Okay.
I'll try to mute my mic for the most part, but if I take a minute to respond, it's because I'm unmuting.
Okay, so like I said, of 5 groups that were working on the project, only 2 of them got them posted so I can use them, and I don't know why I can't find that other one where it went, because it was listed to the group project under Scratch.
Good job, Richard. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it was great, and like he said, I was able to actually be there with his class when they were working on this early on. What impressed me the most was the fact that it was really organized as far as having the rubric ready. The kids knew what was expected. The only confusion, I think, came from, as Dan said, the levels of the students being different grades, being at different points, using the coding aspect. But other than that, it was great watching them. And I remember seeing the Penguin one. There was a group of kids, Dan, at the front of the room. I don't recall names or anything, but I know they were working on something too that looked really good. And I think they were taking people through different scenes.
Yeah, and that was the other group. Yeah, that's the other group that posted, and if I could find that, it's on the shared project somewhere.
Yeah, so if you guys, if we can't find it, or if you come across it, we'll repost it in the forum. But it's definitely worth checking out because it was really fun watching the kids being so engaged, and they were paired up and they were just going at it. So it was
like
really
I said, then their time after that was their first introduction. They didn't have much time after that to work on it, maybe 3 days, because we were doing Skybox competition. They were doing a couple other competitions that they had to get done. So their time was limited on Scratch, and Julia will probably see some of them next year. She's going to do the coding class. So there'll be some kids there that will be ready to go.
great job, Dan.
Well, I expected better results out of myself because, like I said, I'm still learning it. So I was probably had the slowest learning curve of anybody here because I saw some of your results and they were awesome. So, wow, you can really do that. So learning still. Thank you.
Cool. Yep.
All right, so who wants to go next?
Yeah, if you'll stop your screen share, just go up and
Okay.
Perfect.
There we go.
Okay. Let's go. Michael's got his screen share up. Mike, are you going?
Gonna try. First, it's asking me for something about privacy. I'm trying to let it go. So hang on, just give me a second. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, we are. That's why I figured you were going next.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, I got my nephew coming up. 1 second.
we might do.
It's prompting me for some security thing to allow the Google plugin. My partner, Robert Adsma, in this project's not here. So I'm going to kind of wing it. What I'll do is explain what we're doing. We are modeling ballistic cannon fire, and we have 3 different environments for different gravities. Let me just execute the program, and then I'll answer some questions about it. I'm trying to do a full screen. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Up and down arrows will change the cannon angle. And a space button. Right now we start out on Earth. You see the gravity in the upper left-hand corner is 9.8. When you hit the space bar, it will launch a projectile. And there's 1 success. And then the target comes back and it goes in a random location. I made it look too easy, but let's try this one. That's a miss. And you can hit the next button will change to different environments with different gravities, and we calculated the gravity on, we're using gravity calculation on the moon, and then on Mars. Let me go back to the moon. One of the challenges we had was the gravity is so weak on the moon, the projectile will actually leave the screen. So it goes way off and it'll never come back down. So the only way to get that to actually hit the target is gotta fire that somewhat straight up. We'll see if that comes back down. That was out of range too. A little bit more straight up. We'll see if it comes back down. So Mr. Adsma programmed, that one came straight back down, you can see it. So I'm going to change the angle just a bit. That went out of range. So it's really sensitive. The gravity on the moon is so weak that the projectile just really goes, the parabola is really high. I think you saw the ball come back down on that one. Let me just try it one more time with a little bit of adjusted angle. As the cannonball is fired, we use just the white. There you can see it gets closer. And so that was tricky. That was tricky in the programming. And our program is basically going to be just used as a model for students to calculate range to target. You can see that in the lower right-hand corner under the target. And students will have the formula, they'll be able to do a calculation, and then they'll use our program in Scratch to validate their answer. I'll change to Mars. The angle over here is a little bit, it's about half the gravity of Earth. That one leaves the display screen, but you can see how it came back down, and so that took a little bit of ingenuity. This programming in Scratch has become addictive. I've enjoyed all these projects, and I wanted more. So I'll share with you also, Monique, that I've woken up in the middle of the night and I had this compulsion to play that Octopus song. For that play that I created. I had to play it because I wanted to hear it. It was just a compulsion I just couldn't resist. It was just so fun and entertaining. Anyway, so I'll go back to Earth. And you can see we got a hit percentage, and in the rubric, if they hit, let me pull up the rubric real quick. We have the rubric. Can you see the rubric?
No, we still see the game.
All right. Let's see. Can you see the rubric now?
No, we see you.
Okay. Let me go back to screen share. There we go. See if I can make that a little bit bigger so you can see it. On the rubric, if they hit 0 to 25% of the targets, that would be a grade of a poor. 26 to 60% would be okay. If they hit anywhere from 60 to 89%, that's good, and above 90% and above, that would be excellent based on 10 or more shots fired. So that was our rubric for using the tool. And we have the lesson plan. There was a warm-up where they actually do calculations. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. We did a warm-up where they were actually doing using calculations to calculate some variables with angles of projectiles. So they were already used to making these calculations, and so the tool was in Scratch was to reinforce their understanding of making those calculations of ballistic flight and calculating range to target. So Mr. Azima was supposed to be on here with me today and also contribute to this, so I'm filling in for him as best I can. He did the actual calculation of the projectile and the parabola. I did the graphics, the sound, the sprites, and all of the game effects.
Very cool. Very cool. I like that you guys worked together on this. Richard, anybody else?
Yeah, good job. That's definitely impressive the way it was laid out.
Thank you. Thank you. We came a long way, and it was through that edX exercise, Monique, that enabled us to have confidence. Mr. Azima and I both have programming backgrounds also, so it was entertaining to do block programming for the first time, but of course we have an understanding of logic to be able to do, you know, so it wasn't that difficult, but it was more fun than anything.
Great. Awesome job.
Thank you. Any questions?
Other feedback? Okay. Thank you, Michael. That's awesome. So, Kristen, do you want to go next?
Sure.
Are you good? Is he good?
I'm ready.
We got a couple babies in the hangout tonight or this morning. I said that was okay, so we're gonna try to get them done. So in case we have a landmine that goes off there. But go ahead. I'm gonna mute.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. So my final project I did for my algebra students as a review, but since I teach 8th grade algebra, getting in a computer lab during end of the course finals and SBAC was impossible. So the students actually tried it on their own. Most of my students that I have in algebra are also in GTT with Lisa, who was on here as well. So this is what we did. And it's more of a flipped classroom for algebra, so that they could actually then take the time to go to their robotics clubs that they have after school, or GTT during class, and actually work on the full Scratch project for me. So it just kind of walks them through it. Kind of explains the difference between something being linear and nonlinear. And then I'll show you the paper they would do while they are completing the flipped project at home. Put it down. Okay. And go walk.
What happened?
It should, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, so that's their time to fill out, hopefully let's see if we can do that. Can you guys see that page? The handout?
No, it's still on the game
Okay.
or on the Scratch project.
All right. I am not sure then how to switch. I have no idea how to do that. So we'll just stop this. All right, so that was the page they would do completely at home. They already have the background knowledge on it. Then they would do the Scratch project that I created at home, follow the lesson plan that would just have them kind of fill in their notes so that, again, it's flipped classroom. We don't have to take the time to review for that. And then when they come back into class, since, again, if you're not a science teacher or testing for SBAC or end of the course, you don't get computers at all. So instead of being able to do that part of them actually creating their Scratch project, they were in class doing more of the DOK3, DOK4, and blending how it would work in GTT and algebra and where they connect. And the students to make the connections of linear versus nonlinear in real world, non-real world. And then the Scratch project they would do would be to actually create the game, because these are kids that have had Lisa and GTT for 2-3 years. So they are very fluent on how to do all of this already. They wouldn't need to be taught anything. She's already done that the last few years. So they would create the game part. And that was really it.
That was great. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get Julie back in at the same time. Oh, she got in. Okay, I'm hanging up. That was great. So what feedback did you get from the students?
The students really liked it. Again, they were doing it more with Lisa, and we were just doing the background math knowledge, but they really enjoyed it because they do, I mean, she's amazing with the kids. They do robots all the time, and they're on Scratch all the time, and so it was just kind of second nature to them as to how to do it and how to actually follow through. But they like to see, oh, okay, you know, a cannon is a quadratic, or, you know, we could do this as a quadratic, we could do this as exponential, and so they liked that kind of idea as to how they can create different math graphs in the real world and how to connect them to that real world example. So that was good.
That was great. Yeah, Lisa picked up the robots yesterday. She said that you guys had fun working on the project.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, really good. I like, well, you have a benefit of having those students with that prior knowledge, so
Absolutely.
you definitely take them further. And what's nice too is when you have those kids, just give them the challenge and they'll take it and run. So good job.
Great. Thank you. Good job. Look, you did it too. Baby in hands. Should we go with the second baby crowd?
Sure, we can go next. All right.
Patience is a little shorter at that size.
I know I had to run real quick and grab her some breakfast and then run right back. Let me go to my screen. All right. So I was trying to think of a way to introduce my students to... Okay, so when we were, the first day that we met, I was just thinking about how long it took for us to, you know, just get the basics of how to use Scratch and things like that. So I was just really concerned if I use this that I wouldn't have much time. And to actually develop some good, like, background knowledge for students. You know, I was just afraid I wouldn't have enough time to give them knowledge about coding and, you know, have them present. So what I did is I made, like, the basics. So I made a project that would draw a rectangle. And then since Scratch is a coordinate plane, I was going to have the students remix this file so they would show the different transformations. So I was going to introduce the lesson by just giving them some different games that they could just play around in Scratch. So that way they could, you know, just kind of pique their interest into it. Then we would just have a discussion of what kind of transformations they saw. So if a character jumps, then that would be a translation. If the character turns around, that would be a reflection. You know, if they spin, that's a rotation. You know, like when you're playing Mario and he gets bigger, then that would be a dilation. So kind of show them that, you know, they see transformations all the time. So then they would take, this is my student sample. So then they would take the project that I already created, and they would already have knowledge of the transformations and what happens to the coordinates. So like if they translate, they would have to go right, they would add 10 to each of the x coordinates. To go up, they'd add 20 to each of the y coordinates. So they would go in and just change the coordinates themselves. And then I drew the lines different colors so they could see when they translate that that all the same sides move the same, same direction. And then they would show, here we can clear the screen. And then if they reflect over the x-axis, then you can just see that it flips. Then they can see the rotation. So this is what they would do. They would just go in and change the coordinates to show the different transformations. And then I thought it was cool because they could see instantly if they did it. Just a minute, baby. They could see instantly if they did it correctly or not. And then if there were kids that already had some knowledge on Scratch and programming, then they could go around and mess with the sprites, or they could change the colors and, just add different animations and stuff like that with it. So. Whoops, let me go back.
Good job. So now you had these students. Are these before or after are these kind of the same ones that Kristen would get, or are these different students? How did that work?
No, my students would be pre-algebra, so they don't have any knowledge. The only coding knowledge they would have is we participated in the hour of code. So they just played a little bit. So they're familiar with the dragging and dropping of the code, but they don't really have much knowledge. So if I do happen to have some students who've done some of this before, then they could, add to their project after they demonstrated their knowledge of the transformations. But yeah, they wouldn't. They're the same. I'm at the same school Dan is, so our students really don't have.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, they don't have much knowledge. Yeah, Dan and I are at the same school.
Oh, all right.
Mhm.
Great.
And actually, next year I'm going to be doing a elective that would be a coding class. So we'll have some more students who have a little bit more knowledge of coding. So
Cool.
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, definitely. Good job.
So.
Who's next? I don't see anybody saying me, me, me. We got 3 of you. Should I just randomly pick one? See who's paying attention. Oh, okay, Carrie. There you go.
All right. Okay, so lesson plan first. Pretty basic. And honestly, I made this for my kids that were absent in class. We were learning how to draw atoms and how to put electrons into their shells. And then we moved from there into valence electrons and bonding and that kind of stuff. But basically, they'd already learned how to do protons, neutrons, and electrons, or how to find them using the atomic number. And then we had to figure out how to place them. So I created this little guy.
Are you guys seeing a blank screen too? I see the mouse moving, but I don't see anything else.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, let me try again.
It was weird. A blank screen with the mouse, like it's clicking on things.
It is clicking on things. You just can't see it, evidently. I hit stop sharing. Do you see me?
Yeah, we see you. Yep.
Okay. All right, let me try again. You see it now?
Still black with a mouse. It could be your connectivity speed. Maybe we'll have to, I don't know. How can we do this, Richard? Just,
Can you, yeah, if you go up to the top, can you adjust your bandwidth? I wonder if that would help. It's a little, like, signal strength in the middle of your screen.
It's to the right of the camera icon. Okay, we got you again.
To the right of the camera icon?
It's to the right. Yeah, it's that little ramp of like bars. Goes from small to large. It's between the little gear and the camera icon when you scroll over the window.
Yeah, all I see is a camera icon. I don't see anything else.
Oh, you don't have like a little bandwidth icon? You don't have like a invite people, the microphone, then the camera? Oh,
No.
that's strange. I got nothing. Well, let's try third time's a charm. Let's try to see if it'll work this third time.
Okay.
And if it doesn't
Okay.
work, then tell us about your project, and then I'll have to maybe just do a screen capture of your stuff, and I'll put your voice underneath it. Just tell me what you did.
Okay. Oops. Oh, now I see what you mean. But mine's all the way up on bandwidth.
Yeah, you could try lowering it to maybe medium or something, see if that helps.
Do you see it?
No, just a black screen and a white mouse.
All right, let me try to lower it and see if that helps. Do you see it this time?
Nope. There was like a flash, but that was it.
Yeah, that was kind of
Oh, yeah?
I was like, ooh.
All right, let me lower it all the way down and see if that will work. Oh, no, that goes to audio only. That's not helpful. All right, I got it as low as it'll go on the bandwidth. All right, do you see
No,
it?
it wanted to. We got a little bit more of a flash that time. So why don't you just go back to you, and then tell us, just kind of describe what you did, and then what I'll do is I'll try to match that up with your project. I'll do a screen grab of it, you know, record the screen.
Yeah.
It won't be.
It was pretty simple. The beginning is just a tutorial. There's a little teacher on the screen, and he shows them how to put electrons in the different shells. I'm trying to think. I haven't looked at it in like a week. So yeah, up pops the nucleus, and he just explains, all right, we already know how to find the protons and the neutrons, and then up pop the shells, and he teaches them that only 2 electrons go into the first shell. After that, they have to go into the second shell, up to 8, and then it goes to a game. So the last part is they see the nucleus, they see the empty shells, and they have to drag over the electrons to put them into the shells. So when you click on the teacher, he says a random element from 1 through 10, and they have to put the electrons into the correct shells. And then they get points for doing it correctly or no points. So then the rubric shows them, you know, what percentage or how many they need to get correct to get so many points and that kind of stuff. So they can play as long as they need till they get it.
That sounds awesome. I can't wait to play it.
So that's fun.
I might be able to actually do that game.
Yeah.
The helicopter was a pain for me. That was dexterity. If we use the brain muscle, I have a better shot.
Yeah, this is just dragging. You drag electron 1 into shell 1. Oh, and the other thing I had him do is once the first shell was correct, he thinks shell 1 is correct, and then same thing with shell 2, and then tells them they're correct and they can try another one. So it just gives them a little bit of a hint that they're doing it correctly.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Well, awesome. Oh, did we lose Richard? I think we lost Richard.
Lost somebody.
We lost Richard. Oh, well. So I was going to say, what do you think, Richard? But I bet you think that's pretty cool. Excellent. I can't wait to look at it. So what I'll do is I'll try to just grab, I'll do a screen kind of grab of it, and then I'll put your voice underneath it. When I take these projects and put them all on the page where you guys can all access them, instead of that community center, the way that they are now, it's kind of, we're going to make it a little bit more streamlined. So I'd like to have like just a visual on each of the games for, you know, just so that you can see what they are with the lesson plans. So cool. Thanks. So James or Julie Weaver, which one of you guys want to go next?
I'll go.
Okay, here we go. Oh, Richard's back.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, I was like, what did you think, Richard? And you were gone.
No, that sounded really cool. Maybe you can post a link to it in the chat.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, too. But what I was telling her while you were gone is I'm going to take her voice. I'll do a screen record of her project and put her voice underneath it so I can attach it to that one.
Great.
So that at least we have it.
Cool. Yeah, I actually heard most of it, and then she was doing her final comments, and then that was it. It said my computer went to sleep, which was really weird.
I did that too.
Yeah. Okay, so James is going next. He's already got his screen up.
All right, I did a lesson over translations and reflections. It's kind of the first part of the transformations. I have an introduction video that I made. It shows them how to do it like mathematically.
Lost the sound.
I don't have any sound on the video.
That's okay. So you're saying that that has sound that talks them through it?
No, they would just be reading it.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
think the sound just came in or something.
Yeah, there's a little sound. I didn't have a lot in there. That's for.
What a great way to do the teaching, I have to say. I would think that the students would find this interesting.
Yeah, I have it just as like it'd be an introductory video, and then for 2 days, one day I would do translations and just teach them the mathematics behind it, and then the next day we'd do with reflection and the mathematics behind it of finding your coordinates, and then we'd do like a quiz, and then they would have a project to do, which is to create an example video. They have to show one translation, and then they have to show a flip across the y-axis and an x-axis. This is one I'd made, but it would be like an example that they could use.
That's cool. I like that. So the idea is that the students watch this video, and then they then do the project. They do a project similar to that, or they just what's the end game? Or is this just the instruction?
The just to kind of the notes that we would be taking during the lesson were shown in the video. Like we would go into more detail later on, because we'd have 2 days that I would just teach the mathematics behind it, and then they would just make this as a project where they had to show using Scratch, showing the mathematics behind finding a rotation or a reflection and a translation.
Very cool. I see Richard's nodding too, so he must think it's pretty cool.
I
like that.
For the rubric, yeah, they'd have to they'd have like a practice sheet they go through. They'd have to show a translation and then a reflection across the X and the Y. And that's my project.
Good work. Must have taken you a while to go through and build all of those scenes, right?
Yeah, it took quite a while. I think while I had been working on it, if I would have did the lessons, the unit lessons beforehand, it would have helped out a lot. Because I was kind of just experimenting on my own to develop that video. But if I would have did the projects before the units, that probably would have helped out.
Right, you probably learned some easier ways.
Yeah.
The one suggestion that I might say you should add would be maybe have buttons so that they choose which like translation or reflection or whatever they're doing, just so in case they want to see it again to make sure they understand it, they can just keep pressing it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But otherwise, no, really good. I like that.
All right, thank you.
Great. So then we have one more. Guess who's up, Julie? I think that's the last one, right? Yeah, we got everybody else, I think. You ready? Or are you frozen? Julie Weaver? Do you hear me? Houston? Houston? Oh, yeah, you're here. Are you ready to present? You gonna try? Okay. Do a screen share. You have no sound? She can type. That's good. Oh, you don't think so? Ooh. Well, that'll be interesting. So, there we go. If you type the stuff in the box, I can always read it out loud, or we can read it out. We can read it. because I have that screen up. Phases of the moon, okay. Do you just want to read? Yeah, I'll read it if you want. Oh, okay, so you're just going to scroll down and we'll see what it is. Okay, cool. So we can see it's about the, you've got the, okay. Great. Okay, so they're going to do the cycle. Everybody can see that moon from memory, select the teams to share, and then display the phases. Okay, great. I can see everybody else can read. That's why I hate to read out loud. Okay, yeah. Can you then now show us the project? Do you have that up? Or is that coming? Oh, she's got more stuff. There we go. The rubric. Nice. I have to say that through all these projects, some of you guys through the Hangouts have shared your rubrics and your lesson plans too. I'm really excited to get all that up in one place where everybody has access to it. Because wouldn't you agree, Richard, that there's been some really cool resources? Really cool resources.
Yeah, a lot, and they've been somewhat diverse too, which is really cool. So people can get ideas for their future projects.
Absolutely. Julie, just click on the screen that has the project. If you have the project up on your desktop. So let's
You'll need to do your screen share too.
see, what does it say? Do you want? Oh, okay. Trying to. Yeah, just click on the box there behind it. The screen with the.
Keep going to the right.
Yeah, to the right. Yeah.
To the other browser page.
The one that shows the majority of the blue on the.
Yep. Keep going.
Yeah, yeah. Click on there. Yeah, click on. I think that's
there
where
you go.
Maybe.
Yeah, you don't want to be in the Hangout part clicking. Just want to do it on your other screen.
We lost it again. And we have liftoff. Cool. So if you want to, oh, yeah, there you go. And then just, if you click on the show project page on the right hand side up in the top corner, the blue, then we can see more of the project. So we don't see all the work. No, in that same window where you were. If you go in that same window, on the right-hand side of the project, in the top right-hand, there's that little blue bar with the double arrows that say show your project page. That hides all your work. Uh-oh, we're back out again. There you go. Perfect, thank you. Oh, back to the top right. Yeah, right there. Perfect. Okay.
Did anybody else catch the My Little Pony?
I saw what it was. So it goes through the different phases, obviously. That's it, huh? You can see him typing it. Well, that's so. In essence, could you just type in the box? Is the idea that they then go through and they see the different phases? Is there a game element? Because I saw things swinging around. I don't know if she's typing or not. Yeah, I think you are, huh? Oh, you know, I'm pretty stupid. I should have had my phone on, huh? We could have had her do it that way when my sound went off, Richard, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
A little late, but oh well. This one too. So while she's typing up the thing, oh, here we go. Yes, the students need to know the phases look like, and then the next element to bring the other things. Okay, maybe I should put my reading glasses on. Student needs to know how the phases look like, yeah. Then the next elements to bring other things, have the game of it or so. So they basically go through the elements like planets, spaceships. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool idea. I would think, just nod yes or no, did the kids think that's kind of cool? Have you tried it with any of your students yet? Yes? They thought it was kind of interesting? Yes and no. Richard, quit laughing. Good job. It looks fun. I'm like I said, when I get to all the games, when I put all of this together and I can see all the elements side by side, I think it'll be interesting. I'll try to come up with a creative way that it'll be a one-stop where you can see the information and you can get kind of a synopsis from it. Richard, what have you got to say? Unmute your mic. Quit laughing at me.
I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at the if you shared it with the students, the yes and no. I was curious what you meant by that. So, or if that yes and no was if the students their reaction to it. So if she can clarify that. No, that was good. I was laughing before at the My Little Pony song that was in there. I guess when there's a 5-year-old girl in the house that loves My Little Pony, you kind of recognize those things. So what you said, they were not sure how to code it. Okay, yeah, and that it will take some time sometimes. Like Dan had the similar situation too. But no, I like that. I like when it was actually moving, you could see that the I guess the orbit of the rotation. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was good. Well, good job, guys. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. So, yeah, you guys are done. I'm going to finish checking you guys off, and the certificates, I'm going to, if I have all your work and your timesheets and stuff like that, you'll get certificates today, and I'll also send out a timesheet for today's Hangout that needs to be signed and sent back, however you can do that. And other than that, you guys are good to go. Just come by and pick up your robots.
Yeah, great job all the way around. Make sure if you haven't, go watch some of the other Hangouts, because I think it'll be great to get some ideas on what some of the other teachers are doing.
Monique?
Yes.
I didn't get my certificate. Mr. Atzma got his, I think.
Yeah, I know. He called me and he goes, hey, I thought I saw a certificate, and I had pulled it back because I didn't have your final project. So his was all ready to go. He got his, but I was going to do it yesterday, and then the robots showed up.
Okay.
So I'm going to do it today. You'll get them today.
What would be, if I come by to get the robots, would 11 o'clock be okay?
Today?
Yeah.
I still have to find out if the school building's even open, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I thought you said it would be no problem. That's fine. I'll just come by next week.
Yeah, do it Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Thursday and Friday I'm up at Bonanza for training, but I'm doing my training in the building the first 3 days. So if I'm not upstairs and nobody's upstairs, just come down to the library right where you guys sign in to the building. To the left there is a library, and that's where my training is. I'm not conducting it, so you won't be. I'll try to sit near the door. Oh, that's cute. I like the pirate. That's cute. Anybody else have any questions? Or are you guys all good? Oh, an angel, I'm sure. Somebody's having a little too much fun with this. Yeah? If not, you guys are awesome. Over and out, and I'll get you guys your sheets, and you're good to go. Have a great summer.
Thank you. You too.
You too.